Well, let's see here. I'm looking up and down a roster. Some pretty good names right there. I still don't know what the status is on KJ Anderson. Maybe you could mention something we haven't.
Torn ACL in football. He's out for the season. But I'll tell you what, if you were ever looking, and you know what, we've had a lot of talks about it, KJ and I, and I'll tell you about this kid. He has a full ride to Southern Utah University. He's going to be in the ROTC. He's going to be commissioned as an officer. We're already in talks to get him in on maybe some practice squads, maybe help with the women's team. His basketball career is going to continue. But I'll tell you what, for everybody there in the White Mountains, you will never find an assistant coach that is more dedicated to his program, being a starter since his freshman year, than KJ Anderson. I would give him just as much credit for the win today as I would anybody else, because he's there mentoring those younger players. And he talked about how when he was a freshman, there were those that took him under his wing when he was starting as a freshman, and he's taken it upon himself to be the mentor to these younger players, and the evidence is seen on the court. KJ Anderson's a wonderful kid, and I'm so proud of him.
Well, we appreciate getting the update on him. Hadn't heard what the status was. Didn't realize that's what it was.
Yep.
But there's a great silver lining to a horrible outcome athletically for an athlete.
Yep.
And who wants to get injured, right?
He wants to serve our country. He's accepted a scholarship to Southern Utah, where he'll be a part of the ROTC, and he'll come out as an officer in the Army, ready to serve his country, just like he served Blue Ridge.
Lieutenant Anderson, one of these
Absolutely.
days. Awesome. Okay.
Absolutely.
How about Charlie Reinert? When does he become available to you?
He'll be available for the Pima game, assuming the weather holds up and things. And we're really excited to have him. He's the ultimate team player, the way that he distributes the basketball. But you know what? He's another great assistant coach. I walked into the locker room at halftime. He asked me what I said. Well, Charlie had already given a whole sermon by the time I got in there. And it was exactly what we wanted: team basketball. Play with confidence, play together, and our motto is one heart, one mind, and Charlie really represents that, along with the Rex brothers, along with Logan Joe, Malachi Smith, Tyler Bitta, all those kids. They represent that. We want to think with one heart, want to feel with one heart and think with one mind. We're excited to get Charlie back, but we're very happy with what we're doing right now.
Well, a great visit, Coach. Do appreciate you. Always fun to be here.
Always a pleasure, and I really appreciate you all and what you do for this community. So
you're welcome. It's a privilege for us for sure. And I'll leave you with this little thought. Anybody that's quoting Benjamin Franklin or any of the founding fathers of this country in the locker room to their guys,
I got a lot of
awesome.
I got a lot of for you, Floyd. So they'll always be there, because let's teach true principles and let them go out and play their game.
I like it. All right, Coach.
All right, thank you so much.
Congratulations.
Appreciate you.
All right, Scott Catt, the head coach of Blue Ridge. The Yellow Jackets with an overtime win tonight over the Holbrook Roadrunners. Final score 68-62. The Jackets led by Zane Rex, 22 points in the game, 6 in overtime where it really counted. And he helps his team pull away. Zane, the Sports Zone Radio's player of the game in the big win tonight. Look for all of our numbers and further breakdown on our other video that does feature Zane here on our Facebook page in the next day or so. Well, our broadcast week looks like this. On Tuesday, tomorrow night, we are at Winslow. The Winslow Bulldogs hosting the Show Low Cougars, and then we're at Winslow again on Friday. Friday, Winslow will host the Holbrook Roadrunners, and we'll have the action for you right here at Sports Zone Radio. Northland Basketball presented by Choice Wireless.